There's just no question that there are a lot more ticks being found in Edmonton. And certainly when I was growing up, we sort of expected ticks to start about red deer and go south. But we're finding now a lot of people, they'll be playing soccer and they'll be in a soccer field and they'll bring me a tick. So we are encountering them more often because the tick is going to feed. It's going to go under the ground, bury itself in the leaf litter where it's warm and moist. Then in the spring, it's going to come back out. But if we had a really cold, hard winter, especially if we didn't have snow, because snow is a really good insulator. So if it was a really hard -40 winter, the tick would probably die. But we haven't been having as many of the really hard winters recently. So that's why I think is one of the reasons we're encountering the tick more often. Lyme disease tick is actually less common than the larger tick. And I can just show you, the larger tick that I'm talking about is this dermacenter tick. So the bigger tick is associated with things other than Lyme disease, but the little Lyme disease tick in Alberta, if we focus only on these ticks, the number is about 181, I think, and 34 of them were infected. So it ends up being about 20% of the ticks in Alberta that are the Lyme disease tick are infected. So supposing I had one of these ticks and it was actually on me. Ticks like to sit where they're not really exposed, where it's nice and quiet. It takes them a long time to feed. So my preference would be, if I'm going to pretend this is the tick here, I'd take a pair of sharp tweezers and I'd reach under and I'd grab the mouth parts of the tick. So they're really tiny, but I would take the tick and I would pull. Now, it takes a surprising amount of time for the tick to actually release its mouth parts. But I would pull straight up, and then I'd count to 60. And oddly enough, by the time I've counted to 60, although I do recognize it takes, you're going to count really fast when you're holding a tick, it'll slide right out.